Stream. Twitch. Channel. Spotify. What they told you now. They lie, but for me. Oh, drop my pen. Noir, yo, yo, yo. What up, Noir? How you doing? Welcome back, by the way. I don't know if I said that last time. Black Knight, how's it going, big dog? I'm gonna get some water, guys. I'm really thirsty. I literally am fresh off my exercise bike, and I'm fucking out of breath and super parched. I'm gonna go fill a big-ass glass of water. Be right back. And I'm gonna top up my coffee because I'm not done drinking my coffee today. Whew. All right. You have a sink in your room? I have a sink in my apartment. Not in the current room I'm in, no. That's pretty damn cool. No, it's not in the room. It's not in the room. That would be crazy. Just have all my electronics right next to my kitchen. Oh. Yes, finally. Who draws poses? Finally, who draws poses? What up, Living in Shapes? How you doing? I do draw poses. I'm guilty. Guilty. Alright, how much time we got left on the ads? I think they're probably done. 5 seconds. I'm gonna drop the Discord notif and we're gonna get the show on the road. And then we're off. Today might be a little short one. I gotta go to like my cousin's wedding anniversary thing. At some lake somewhere, apparently. I don't know. I'm getting picked up and they're taking me somewhere. Nox, how's it going? How you doing? I'm doing them as well? Sick, dude. Sick. After last night, I was looking at this again before I went to bed. And, I noticed, I just felt like she was too lean. Like, just given, like, the rest of her anatomy, she just felt too lean to me. So I'm gonna beef her up a little bit. Hey, what up, Krups? How you doing? Good morning. How was your week? Pretty freaking awesome. I've been doing everything I've ever wanted to all week, so it's been nice. With the exception of working. That sucks. So, greetings. What up, Aetherium? How you doing? Hey, Snackster. What up, Chia? Editing right now? What are you editing? You're a little filthy, little dirty YouTuber, huh? Goblin of Clumsy Dirt. How's it going, Gobby? Goblin. My cousin just bought a new $30,000 car on 70% interest. She makes $15 an hour. What should she do? go back in time, dude, and not do that. I don't know what to tell you. That's a rough one. That's a fucking crazy one. She got a time machine? I'm editing a video on skateboarding. Like what? Like skateboarding history? Lore? What do you mean, skateboarding? What up, Louis? Louis Des. Louis Des. Watashi wa Louis Des. %70 when though? Like, is it yearly? It's usually yearly. So, actually, 70% is fucking crazy. What? How does that make any sense? That's not how, like, fucking interest rates work. Is this for practice or polishing your character's body? This is just, I'm just doing random bullshit, dude. This page is just random bullshit. I was drawing arms. I just wanted to do, like, rhythms and flows and stuff in the arms this morning. So I was doing that a little bit before I did some exercise. And yesterday I was doing this lady. I still don't like this back leg. I still really need reference for it. There's a lot of weird anatomy stuff going on that I need to figure out. Still think the head's kind of big. I don't know, dude. There's a lot going on this one that I'm just not a fan of right now. That's a little better, I think. Buy a time machine on 80% interest. I'm selling one right now. Yeah, exactly, dude. This guy's an economist. This guy loves capitalism. Hell yeah. You should add a speak Japanese redeem. I don't speak Japanese. I had a brief stint of my life where I was fucking weeb maxing and I was learning how to speak Japanese for a little bit. But that ship has sailed. That ship has sailed. The back leg looks fine for me. It's just the shapes aren't as appealing as I'd like them to be. It's not that, like, proportionally it looks weird. It's just that I think the shapes could have more appeal. That's what it is. It really is, like trying to optimize the form. Like, I think, technically, it's probably fine. The foot may be a little small, depending on how far back in perspective she's going. But it really is just sort of the general shapes that I'm not fucking with right now. They kind of break up the flow. Waffer, how's it going? How you doing, big dog? You're the pro here, but yeah, scale down the head. Yeah, that was my intuition. The head's a little big. I have a bad habit of doing big heads. Like, this girl's head is pretty fucking big. It kind of works with the perspective though, but actually that's not true. I have either a habit of doing too big of a head or too small of a head. I don't know why. Me too. Chinese it is now. You're at a very Chinese time of your life, Aetherium. I get you. I know what you mean. Yeah. It's just, like, sometimes, look, there's correct in art, and then there's appealing in art. And something could be correct, but it might not be appealing. And that's sort of the balance I'm trying to work with right now. It looks a bit too big, but I guess it works. Oh, my head? The head on my character? I think the head's the right size right now. I don't think it's too bad. Purple hair girl is so beautiful. She's single too, but she's also a cat girl, so she licks her butt. You know, maybe that does it for you. I don't know. Hero's got me drawing furries. Everybody's on a furry arc right now, dude. You, Hero. I don't know. It's so weird calling her Hero. Kimdo, Trin, furry arc. It's not gonna happen with me, Chad. Don't even think about it. Her left hand, definitely too slim. Left hand. I keep flipping the canvas, so I don't know which hand you mean. Probably the only visible one. Yeah, it's a placeholder for now. And I disagree. I think it's fine. But I appreciate the analysis. I think the thigh is also a little too much. Trin, hi Nox. Speak of the frickin' devil, dude. You rang? Always. Can I get the white hair girl's number? Yeah, it's 911. She's a cop. She's a cop. She doesn't turn her body cam on either. She's a bad cop. No furries? I'm telling you, chat, I'm telling you, I'm not a furry, okay? I'm not a furry. I wear the uniform. I never served. It's stolen valor. Okay, I do it for the clout, but I've never... I'm not... It's just not my thing, you know? Steve, how you doing, big dog? God damn, these are good doodles, and I would know. Thanks, man. These are actually really old. This canvas is super duper old. We've been working through a couple canvases. These characters are probably actually from like the end of last year. And then this girl is new. Everything over here is new-ish. These are some raids from yesterday. We had Waffer, we had Dr. Grizz, we had Trin. And we're just kind of bouncing around canvases right now. I found some gems and old PSDs. Sometimes what I like to do, Steve, is I like to go through old PSDs and old files. Just because, like, there's ways I used to draw, I feel like, and that I've like, evolved away from. But, like, sometimes I evolve in a non-good direction. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes stylistically, I do more exploratory stuff that's just out of the realm of, like, what I normally do. That is great to explore, but if it's not working, I gotta pull myself back. And so I kind of do that every now and then. I do like a lot of the more inky stuff I've been doing, like these girls and like the perspective shit. I want to kind of go back to my more pencil-y roots a little bit. So that's what we're doing right now. Oops. What the fuck is it? There we go. Like, there's just something nice about the building up brushwork. The issue is, the brush I use is so light, and I'm very light-handed by default. And so because of that, I end up, like, just basically nursing a drawing forever, and I could end up just doing it, like, terribly. You know what I mean? And I'll commit, like, an hour and a half to drawing a face, and I'm like, this looks like shit. But, like, in the moment, it looks great, but the next day, I'm like, what kind of monstrosity did I just create? I wasted so much time on this. Whereas, like, when you use a more inky brush, where there's less buildup of values and stuff like that, it's just instant, you kind of have to hard commit to a line a little bit more, I find. So I feel like, I don't know, there's a balance, but I'm trying to go back to doing more pencil-y stuff. So right now I'm doing my inky brush, and then I'm going to pencil over top. That's my plan. Imagine being light-handed. It's been an issue for me for a long time. I think it's because I started traditional. I basically did mechanical pencil for, like, years. That was, like, my thing. Mechanical pencil and, like, Prismacolor. Purple Prismacolor I really liked. Or Colorase, sorry, not Prism. Well, I guess it's the same thing. It's the same company or whatever, but... Everybody like furry more or less? Speak for yourself, King. Why did you choose a mouse? Oh, me? So, I planned to stream. I'd planned to stream for a really, really long time. I had some friends that were like VTubers back when I was in like college. And I was like, you know what? I'm not a big like Twitch consumer outside of like some friends and stuff like that. But I was like, I kind of want to give it a go. And I feel like I have a crass personality a little bit. And I thought the idea was like basically if I did something, if I'm really crass and I had a character that contrasted that and was just like really adorable, I thought that would be like an interesting take on VTubers, I guess, because every VTuber I see is like a big titty anime girl or like a suave, sexy voiced, vampiric looking Victorian man. So I was like, I gotta break out of that mold. You gotta have good pressure control, yeah. Every time I'm teaching some newbie how to draw, I'm like, bro, you don't have to press that hard. Yeah, some people press so hard they're like fucking... It like brands the page, dude. There's like an indent on the opposite side. It's crazy. Anyways, her torso was looking kind of weird last night when I was doing this, so I feel like her like rotator cuff muscles and shit like that are just... They're a little too... They were a little small, so I'm gonna tweak that a bit. Right. I'm pretty sure I found you through Kitsu Snack. Kitsu Snack. I don't know what Kitsu Snack... Who's Kitsu Snack? Kitsu... I don't know, I'm Googling on the internet. Like, it's gonna reveal that. I don't know. Kitsu. Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't know your streamer. Do you usually start drawing poses with gesture line or boxes? Depends. This page, not this page. Whatever. Yeah, this page was all boxes. So this one, like I started off. The whole point of this page was essentially to draw using perspective grids, and like my grid is somewhere here. I don't know where the fuck I put it. There's a big ass grid that I was using here. And so the idea was to sort of align them, with the exception of these characters down here, because I just kind of got bored. But the idea was to basically start with boxes, and then trace over top and apply the anatomy, just so I could really sort of teach myself to self-critique. I feel like boxes are just a really boxes and cylinders, just primitives in general, are a really effective way to analyze your own work. Because sometimes if you don't know how it should warp and like size shift in perspective, you're kind of just guessing. But if you can underlay like a cylinder and you know how to move a cylinder in space, you could just sort of roughly apply the anatomy over top of that, and it works really well. I don't know where the boxes are somewhere. No, that's not it. I don't know. There's like this girl was like, you could kind of see here. There's like the box, the pelvis, and then the cylinders for the legs, and then I just kind of overlaid the anatomy over top. I was trying to be really, really strict about sticking to my actual box pose, because I had to... The issue is I want to be confident... Oops. I want to be confident that my box pose was, like, correct, right? And so, if I'm not able to overlay the anatomy on top of my boxes, or my primitives... I should stop saying boxes, because there's more than one primitive in there, but... If I'm not able to overlay my anatomy on top of my primitives, that's a sign that I just didn't do my primitives right, like my first stage. And so I should go back and polish that before moving on to applying anatomy. And so that's, yeah, anyways, that was part of it was a fun exercise. It was very boring, but, you know, it was fun. You being a mouse is a selling point for me? Oh, yeah? Is that true? Why? You like mice? Can I get a show of hands? Can we press 1 for all the furries in chat? I know I draw in furries. It's just the way it is. That's life. Doing the boring stuff makes the other stuff way more fun. Yeah, like, that's sort of how I feel. It's just like, you kind of gotta do it, you know? Like, if you can't take a cylinder and move a cylinder from, like, a flat horizontal position to, like, a rotated, you know, like, foreshortened position, you're probably gonna have a rough time doing a foreshortened arm. It's just not really gonna be like a... It's gonna be a thing that you struggle with quite a bit. Obviously, I'm doing these very roughly, but the idea is like you want to be able to rotate forms just freehand a little bit. I've actually heard Steve say this. You want to kind of turn your brain into like 3D software, and that is kind of the goal when you're doing these practices. You're just sort of you're reinforcing patterns of understanding where you can like sort of visualize things at different angles and different perspectives with fewer mistakes, so you're limiting the options you have, and so you can ultimately make more accurate decisions when you're drawing. But 1.5, that's like a super furry, dude. I feel like if you were half a furry, you would have said 0.5. But 1.5 is crazy, dude. You're like more than a full furry. 2? Damn, alright. Everybody's freaking furred up right now. Shut shit. Shut shit. Go on. You stuttering a little bit? A mouse without a squeaky voice is somehow entertaining to me. I don't have a squeaky voice, that's true. Unless my voice cracks, chat, that's just my microphone that does that sometimes, so... If my voice ever cracks, it's just the mic. You don't have to worry. Doubling down on furriness. Arrgh! I was told there would be no math. There's limited math. There's, like, basic geometry. That's it. The better question is, are you a furry? I'm Schrodinger's furry, dude. If in your brain I'm a furry, then I'm a furry. But if in my brain I'm not, if I'm a filthy little normie, then I'm a normie. Now, the truth is I'm probably more of a normie. I don't think I've ever actually drawn, like, an anthro animal in my life, so... Yeah, I think this leg needs to be a little bit different. I don't like the flow that I have. Like, this harsh change of direction I had, like, right here, it just feels like too much of a visual break that like, removes the gesture from the pose, in my opinion, so I'm gonna tweak it a little bit. That howl every time someone follows was actually you? Yeah, man, it's me. It's me choking on my own howl. Whenever somebody follows me, there's a big howl notification. It goes, fuck. Something like that. Wait a minute, you're the one doing the follow wolf sound effect? Yeah, man, it's me. I really wanted to do one for my subscriber notification, but I've never uploaded it. It's one of my clips. I was gonna do the little piggy one, but every follow should play the most deadpan, unenthusiastic ooh woo ever. Ooh woo. Ooh woo. Ooh woo. I thought it was just some random howl. No, it's my beautiful, angelic, deep-ass voice. My beautiful, sexy, humble voice. I got a face for radio, though, so, you know, don't get too excited. Got her on the first take. There, new follow sound. Ooh, ooh. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. I don't think it hits the same, dude. I don't think guys can hit the ooh woo with the same amount of impact. It just doesn't work. There you go. That feels a little bit better, I think. I feel like it flows better. I think maybe I could even angle it out a little bit, but it's not terrible. Holy shit, I thought it was a real howl. Well, I got that dog in me, you know? Like those live streams, like, ice cream. Okay. Ice cream, so good. Ice cream, hot dog, Thank you for the 7 glizzies, Yeah, those. That was my other alt path. I debated multi-streaming to something other than YouTube for a little while. And that was going to be my direction. I was going to become a TikTok like Glizzy Guzzler, but I chose the high life. Okay, we went high when everyone went low because I'm better than most. Because I can't draw hair today for some reason. God no. Hey man, whatever pays the bills, you know. You gotta do what you gotta do. It's tough out there for an artist. Okay. Little bone action right here. Little smushed calf muscle here. There we go, something like that. Is Mouseman a fan of techno? You know what? Today I'd fuck with some techno. Let me, before you drop anything, let me test the Songify bot's working. It's been bugging lately. So I'm just gonna see if I can queue up a song. And I'm gonna queue up some techno actually. Fuck it. Let's try this. Share, copy a link to song. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the song request thing. And then we'll see if it works. The widget's not working. It doesn't look like it's working right now. I don't see it queuing up. Let me restart it. All my peripheral attachments and shit for fucking stream are shitting themselves for some reason. No, I don't want to update. Fuck you. Okay. Every time I update this stupid thing, it always breaks. Okay, now is it working? Yay, it's working. Okay, there you go. Now you can queue up songs. Go crazy, chat. I don't want to hear any Sonic, and I don't want to hear any classical. That's all I ask. This might be a little bit too much rotator cuff action. And know she's a muscly lady, but still. This is my dream build. I just need to get off my ass. It is it's a very athletic build, you know? It's like the lean, slender, like, athlete build. It's, like, relatively doable. I don't think it's, like... I don't think it'd be that... Well, I was gonna say, I don't think it'd be that hard, but if you absolutely fucking hate working out, then yeah, it's probably gonna be rough, but... I want the fingies to point out a little bit, just because right now it feels very, feels like I'm hiding the hand behind here. I don't like that. I don't like hiding the hand. That 3-month hump is hard to pass. What I would say, what I do, I have a little journal, because I love journals, okay? I'm a little journal chud. And I have a journal where I log all my workouts, including, like, my rehab arc. I take notes. I take, like, you know, mental notes. I basically, I turn it into this little live part of my life, and then I you know, I like seeing the progression. I try to let myself get, like, autistically obsessed with, like, the numbers, and also the sort of the consistency, and focusing on those two things. And I think the weird thing with, like, working out, I think you have to be that annoying person who's like, I'm the person who works out. You know what I mean? I'm the guy who never shuts the fuck up about lifting weights. You have to internalize it and make it part of your personality. Because if you don't, then it's like it's a lot hard to anchor onto it, I guess. That's sort of how it felt for me, I guess. And so it would just mean that I would talk about my workout routines with my boys all the time. But in my case, my buddies also like to work out, so it wasn't like terrible. I was so good about it in college, custom routine and all. Yeah, I mean, you could do it again, I suppose. Okay. Do I want the hair to be? I really am struggling with the hair here, chat. I don't know what I want to do. I'm gonna start working out next month because I want to look like a twink vampire, but stronger. I feel like you don't want to work out if you want to look like a twink. You just kind of want to run. Just exercise. Just do cardio all the fucking time. I guess that's working out. Just do cardio all the time. And slim down. Otherwise, you're going to look like an otter. Hello, happy to catch a stream. Feel free to call me Psy, like the word Psy. If my username's too much of a tongue twister, synesthesia, synesthesia, I think I could say that. It does feel too formal to use a chatter's full name, you know? I don't think I'd ever say Trinity Violet. I would just say Trin. Krups is fine, because it's one syllable. Krups. Nah, I'm already skinny as hell. I just gotta get that lean muscle. Yeah, that's true. If you don't, like, have any base muscle, and you get really lean, you're just gonna kind of look like skinny fat. Oh yeah, because I'm awesome. That's right. You chose a white. Yeah, you're awesome because of the name you chose for yourself. Huh? Oh. Talking about syllables. Thank you, Cat Snack. No worries, dude. Okay, Dallas A recommended you a few weeks ago. Based. Excellent choice. Okay. The hair is so big. I don't think I've ever done hair this big before. This is gonna be a giant pain in the ass for me. Okay. We're gonna start. pencil sketching. First, I'm gonna get my little slippies on because I'm barefoot right now, barefoot and pregnant in my office, and I'm gonna go put my slippers on because my feet hurt and they're padded and they're soft and I'm standing. So BRB. Mpreg. I'm gonna go to the abortion clinic, dude. Don't do that to me, Trin. I'm too young. I'm too young and I'm in the middle of my career. I can't have a kid right now. Alright, let me reduce the lines here a little bit. Little tiny bit. And then we're gonna grab my... We're gonna do a new layer. I kind of should just put this in a folder so I don't confuse it with a bazillion other layers. We'll do that. We'll call it Gorl. A single dad who works 2 jobs. Yeah, that's me, dude. Who loves his kids and never stops. That's right. I don't have the same singing voice as you, so I'm not gonna try and hit that shit. I've accepted my that my talent is limited to other things than singing. I was gonna say art, but the reality is I've put way too much obsessive amounts of time into art in my life to consider it just a base talent. I think it's a grind. Granted, I do probably have the gene. Dolly Parton? Nah, cat snack. Amen. Okay, I'm gonna actually reduce the opacity more. Oh man, chat, I don't wanna end stream early today. I feel like today's one of those days where I just kind of feel like I'm in a drawn mood, you know? Maybe I'll be bad, and maybe I'll draw after stream later, you know? But I do have to go to some freaking wedding thing. This is huge. It is huge. Normally I hate art, unlike some other artists, dude. Every artist hates art. Okay. I'm gonna reduce the opacity even more. I want it to be like barely visible. I really want to be able to see what kind of lines I'm doing here. I also feel like these eyes are 2 different sizes. It's bugging me. Is Trin streaming after? I don't know. Are you? Then this would be a Trin waiting room. Such is my life. There are worse fates, I guess. When Damon said that yesterday, I was like, this fucking guy. Oh, shit. Damon, if you're here, I'm killing you, okay? I'm castrating you. Alright. Which one of you motherfuckers queued up some classical piano shit? post-classical piano refusal. I'm skipping this one, guys. No classical instrumental stuff. Not for me. Not my thing. I'm not a big instrumental guy. No classical. No video game OSTs. No Sonic. Oh shit, I forgot you said no classical, my bad. I forgive you. I forgive you, dude. Lame. I know, I'm so evil. I'm so evil. Guys, if you've come here to get your music taste glazed, I'm the wrong streamer, okay? I will bully the fuck out of you if I don't like the song. But it's the price you pay, you know? It's five channel points for a song redeem. You gotta pay somehow, and it's with your emotional health. I've been growing my nails out, and now when I draw, my nail like touches my pen. It makes me so uncomfortable. I hate it. I've been a chronic nail chewer forever, and this is the longest my nails have been my entire life, which is not very long, but yeah, I hate it. It's like sensory discomfort. I don't know how to explain it. You pay with degradation. That's right. People pay good money for that, okay? And I offer it for free. Put some nail polish on. I'm using this carousel stuff to dissolve like my fucked up callous fingertips. And it's working. I'm gonna make the nose a little smaller. Having long nails is amazing. I'm the exact opposite. I'd probably keep them short regardless, just because like. But the thing is, because of like, when you bite for a really long time, right? Like if this is your nail, if this is like a standard, I'm gonna switch brush. It's gonna be easier to demonstrate. If this is like a standard like finger, okay, you know, and then like your nail is kind of like this, and it like goes over just a little bit. When you chew for years, what happens is on the tip of the nail, you have this like thing called a nail bed, which is like the part of the nail that is like attached to the actual like finger, and then the rest of the nail just kind of grows over that nail bed, right? My nail bed is really short from chronic biting, and so I have to let my nails grow out to like regrow my nail bed, because my nail bed is probably like way shorter than the average nail bed. It's probably like down here. And I would like it to be a little bit more up here, so it doesn't look as, like, stubby. But that takes a while. And so because of that, I have to just tolerate fucking growing my stupid nails out. I mean, I'll file them, and I'll clean them up and shit, because I don't want to look like a ghoul. But yeah, it's very uncomfortable. I don't like it. If you have short fingers, too, it looks worse. Yeah, dude. I have such small hands. I don't know why, because I'm not, like, weirdly proportioned on, like, anywhere else. My hands are just very small. I don't know. I have my boss at work. She's literally, like, 5 feet. She's like a tiny woman. Her hand is, like, the same size as mine. It's crazy. Ghoul? Yeah, ghoul. I think this eye is too big. Come on. Smack glaze my music taste. It's retro. It's not unpleasant. I don't hate it. I ain't mad at you. I think the issue with like Japanese shit these days is I just feel like I've listened to it for so long, and every stream I go to listens to like Japanese music. It's just like very, it's like it's overdone for me. I'm like I can't I have like phases. Right now I'm really in like my R&B phase. Before that I was in my dad rock phase. And now I'm going through like my R&B phase. And so I've just been listening to like non-stop R&B. And I just feel like I had my Japanese phase. It was probably one of my biggest phases ever. So it's not that I dislike the music. It's just that I've overdosed on it, you know? I've had too much. It's like if you eat too much of a certain type of cheese when you're a kid. And then you just can't eat it anymore because you're like, fuck, dude. I'm just like, this is so nasty to me now. That's how it feels. I think I have to change my my Wacom brush tip. It's kind of fucked up. It doesn't feel like it's coming out right. You know, for a really long time, I didn't change my brush tip for like 8 years. And it looks so fucked. I like this song. It looks so fucked. Like, it was basically, like, this is the tip of the pen, right? Okay. And then my brush tip, a normal brush tip kind of looks like this. My brush tip looked like this. It was just, like, shaved in half. Just because it was like a point, dude. Just because of, like, I draw, I guess, the same way. The tip of what? My brush. My brush tip. My brush tip was shaved in half. The nipple of the pen, if you will. I'm gonna make the chin a little smaller. I just felt like we were getting a little bit too much in, like, Bleach territory. I want to tone it down a bit. I got you on a few bangers. I know I could count on you to give me some good R&B. All right, let me sit down. I don't think I'm gonna do much of a standing stream today. I'm gonna put a hoodie on too. A little chilly. I see the problem, Snack. You're basic. You like Tyler. I mean, I'm not. I've listened to a lot of Tyler the Creator. I won't lie. I didn't cue this up though. So, hey Furry, I'm just catching strays right now, dude. Or whoever queued it up. It's mostly me. Did you queue it up? Oh yeah, you did. Okay, trend catching strays, damn. Okay. Ooh, we're back in Nihon, dude. I feel like I'm home. I ain't queue it up? Hell nah. I got that refined taste. Damn, Trin, they are fucking... What are you gonna say? Would you anything to say to that? You just hate Tyler the Creator that much, huh? I'm confident in my range of tastes. Amen. That's right. Unbothered. Oops, I did not mean to flip that aggressively there. By the way, I know this looks super light, but normally when I draw with this pencil... But fuck you, chat. when I draw with this pencil, normally what I do is I do a very light layer, and then once I'm ready to like refine it more, I'll just duplicate it, and then it looks better. You know what I mean? I just like the... This is just how I draw when I use like my pencil-y brushes. I feel like this is not the same size. This is a little smaller. Why can't I hear the music on my TV, but I can on my phone? I wish I knew, dude. I wish I knew. Trend goes song for song right now. There's a cap. You can't. I don't think my Songify is gonna let you guys queue up more than like 3 or 4 songs at once. So, I mean, if you guys want to do that, that's fine. But you're gonna have to exist within the boundaries of the bot. I still think this cheek is a little too big. I'm gonna angle it a little more. Do a little collarbone action here. The collarbone actually way higher. I feel like the neck is kind of low. Or a little high up. I don't even know. My anatomy is kind of fucking wonky on this one, but it's not the worst. Should I make the butt bigger? I just feel like the flows here, there could be more variety in shape a little bit. Just make it a little... We'll just see if I make it a little bit bigger. I just don't want to break up the gesture too much. Don't fall for it, Snack. It's gonna be a TBD. We'll deal with it when we get there. I should really start from the top and then work my way down. Booby action. Perspective, okay. Rib cage is tilted on an angle. One breast is gonna be lower than the other. I think that's gonna make sense here. Oh shit, I'm drawing with a... Got the average judgmental Snack coming along, I win. I like how you've known me for like a day or two. And you know I'm judgmental. Hard read, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we need the lip scar. This shoulder is very wonky. It's not working right. I just gotta think of where it would be positioned. It probably would come out a little bit more like over here. It's just kind of strange. This whole section is gonna be a thing that I'm gonna have to look into a little bit. I don't think this is gonna work in terms of like angle, but I also think the rib cage is a little too protruding here. Mm-hmm. I think having the trap sort of curve up might feel better. Still think it's kind of weird, but... This tricep's kind of weird. Mostly because I have the elbow right here, which means the forearm would kind of wrap into here, and then the tricep would be a little bit larger. I do like the sort of general arm shape, though, but... the tricep kind of wraps the elbow bone like this, though, so I would have to change that form. I want to throw some overlap in on the hair here, just because I feel right now it's too empty inside. I do think this brush is going to be a lot easier to do that with. Was good, Snag? Been a minute. I was about to say something about the trap area, but you're already on it. Also, her neck doesn't fully follow the curve of her head. The neck doesn't follow the curve of her head. This is not her neck. This is her hair. Okay, it's overlapping her neck. Her neck technically goes like in like this. Well, it would go sort of like that. That would be her neck. But it's covered. I just haven't drawn the rest of the hair yet. Everybody hitting me with critiques today, chat. You guys are hurting my feelings. I'm gonna fucking cry on stream. Brother, I wrote back, not head. Brother, I'm dyslexic. Let me read that shit again. I was about to try, but you're already... Also, her neck doesn't fully follow the curve of her back. Her neck doesn't follow the curve of her back. Yeah, anyways, my same comments still stand. Brother, you put up with so much more shit than I do on my stream. People can say whatever they want, I guess. It depends. It's gonna depend, right? I feel like I opened it up earlier by saying some self-critique shit, but typically I'm not very open to unsolicited critiques. So you're not entirely wrong about that. Usually the policy is, I will ask, but... It looks okay to snack, don't cry. Thank you. Thank you, Louis Des. Does look okay to me. I get the best sleep whenever I cry, you know? Cry myself to bed. But that being said, I'm not that insecure about the neck area, so I'm just gonna choose to ignore that one. I'm just zen, Steve, you know? Unbothered, living my life. If there was something wrong about it, I would have already roasted Snack. That's right. That's real recognized real, you know? I'm not trying to make this man cry. He has a whole ass art career. I have a whole ass career in tech that lets me draw. He's doing better. I don't work in art. I have a very boring office job. I'm a 9-to-5-er, dude. Don't do anything professionally with art. This is it. This is my art career. It's Twitch. I'm an office cuck. Be an architect with me, Snack. Okay, let me just go back to school. The trap is really bothering me. Like, this whole area just feels very odd to me. I know that, like, the shoulder would be pushed out. I think it's just too much right now. Still feels very weird. I'm gonna have to take some liberties, because I just don't think... I think she's a little bit broken anatomically in that region, but... yeah, it's not terrible. Did you ever do that portfolio for Kasem's animation thing? Kinda not really. I sent him some, like, animation clips I had, like, half done. Like, I sent him the guy falling or whatever. Wherever that... I'll pull that one up. But, nah, not really. I didn't really, like, hard commit. I should have. But at the same time, I just didn't really have the... I didn't really want to work... I don't know. I did it, but I didn't. You know what I mean? It was a weird thing. Animation pay is very, very low these days. And my time is limited as well, so... And I've got an injured shoulder, so I'm very selective about when I draw and shit. I think I sent, like a gif of this shit, or whatever. It's gonna be very choppy as it plays through, but... Rendering playback range. Render away. Anyway, I gotta hop off. Have the funnest fun, Snack. I will. Yeah, this is like a little thing that I've never finished, and I never will finish. I'm lazy. Speaking of jobs, this is my last month unemployed. I can't watch Snack streams till 4 a.m. now, sob. You just gotta quit, dude. You gotta commit to the things you love. My stream. I personally want to animate outside of... I personally wouldn't want to animate outside of personal stuff. I struggle a lot with, like, doing things that I don't want to do. Which is why I don't do... I'm not gonna leave that up. I don't do commissions. Like, ever. Literally. I just have no interest in drawing shit that I'm not into. I have a job, you know? If I didn't have a job, it would be different. I would probably do it. The issue is I'm also a very slow artist. With a very, like, probably unreasonably high standard for something that I'll finish. And that's just because I don't want to commit time to stuff I don't give a fuck about, or I don't think is going to, like, have a good result. And so I'm very happy just killing something once I'm, like, 20% done. And then moving on to the next thing, and then eventually I'll get a diamond in the rough, and then that's something I'll polish. Like right now, I gotta think of the muscles of this leg here. We're gonna do the knee kind of like here. I think I'm gonna make the knee a little higher up and a little more square. This knee, like, I made it longer earlier. It feels still too long, so I'm gonna trim the knee back a little bit. Just proportionally, it feels a little weird to me. The issue is I want the size to match. I could do a size check, but I'm just gonna eyeball it. A little. Do a jiggle? Shit. You know it, dude, Noir. You know it be jiggling, dog. That shit straight jiggling. Oh, fuck me. I'm drawing on the... God damn it. I'm drawing on the wrong layer. Fuck me. Okay, what's on this layer? Before I... Dr. G's drawing? Alright, whatever. We'll just fuse it to the layer below. What's the worst that could happen? Still under my base sketch? Okay, we're good. We're Gucci. Chat, whenever I finish drinking coffee, I just want more. But it's such a bad idea. I dig the cheek line you always leave. Like this thing? The scar or whatever. I like the look of undead creatures. I don't know why. I really fuck with it. You know? But I appreciate it. Thank you. Sometimes I overdo it. Okay. We gotta get some hamstring action going on there. This leg, look at the width here versus the width here. There's something... It's too small. I think this is a really weird angle. I'm wondering if I would see a little bit of her ass underneath here. I probably would. I probably also need to elevate this hip here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this line. I'm going to rotate it from this pivot point here up a little bit, just to create some more size. Like, looking at the perspective here, these hips would line up kind of like that. Yeah, I think that works better. No, you would. Yeah, I know. It's just, it's tough. It's tough. This whole thing's from imagination. It's very difficult for me to... I don't really know. Like, I also think her poussée is a little too front on for the angle I'm going for here. Lower that joint? Which one? This one? I felt like it should be higher. I don't know, man. I felt like the joint should be higher because it creates like more space between the hamstring and the whatever the fucking upper muscle. I'm terrible at leg muscles. I can name like every. Oh, lower her. Oh yeah, okay, that's not a bad idea actually. We'll give her a lower box. See? Perks of animator friends. Illustrator friends. That pinky's a little long and a little wonky. Feel like you'd see the thumb, like barely. I just kind of feel like it's a little weird. I'm just gonna hide the thumb. I don't think you'd see it. I don't think you'd see it. Maybe you'd see a little hint of it back there, but I don't think. And do my overlaps correctly here. I'll clean up this. I don't really like this lineway here. Vossy, how you doing? Hey, long time no see, dude. How's it going? His finger's a little... I'll figure out the hand. I'm gonna probably just take reference for that hand, just because I don't think I'm gonna be able to freestyle that one. There's gonna be areas that I'm gonna have to take reference of. I'm kind of actually not too unhappy with the hip anymore. I was earlier, but I think I'm feeling a little bit better about the hip there. I'm great. Got a new job. Hell yeah, dude. What are you doing now? If you don't mind me asking. Of course, don't answer if you don't want to. This region here is kind of weird. Do you think you'll ever shift to doing more full-colored illustrations at any point, or do you just enjoy sketching more? I'm gonna be honest. Line art is kind of where my heart's at. It always has been, and I feel like because I'm so far behind in skill, in terms of like my process for painting, like I can land on a good painting and I can pull it off, but I feel like I don't have like a consistent process where I know I can do something effectively, and so I'm less inclined to actually try, and that's sort of a problem I have to get over. Yeah, rendering is a weaker domain of mine. Line art is definitely my strength. Rendering is a bit weaker for me, so I hesitate, and I also just it's just tough to just find a process for myself, just because I don't do it a lot. Like with line art, you know, it's not too bad getting a process, but can I see the other painting / sketches there? Sure. There's like these ladies. These are very old. These are raids. This is Trinity Violet. Sounds so weird saying the full name. This is Trin, the person literally like the message above you. This is Waffer, who was here earlier. This is Dr. G. She raids in regularly too. I feel like you've seen Dr. G before. This is Cut Marrow's mascot that I did a little interpretation of. And then this is some girl that I did like a week ago that I just don't really like the direction I'm going on, and then I just kind of stopped. This guy says his rendering is weak. Bro, you've got the most consistent renders in the game. In the game? I don't know about that, dude. There's a lot of artists in the world, you know? I would love to auto-fillet myself a little bit here, but I don't think it would be realistic. Those two kind of have mirrored poses, her and her. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. I find this one more appealing, though. Just slightly. Just better rhythms. And also, I went a little too heavy with the lines on this one. A little too soon. I should really be building up slower. Good stuff, dude. Love it as always. Thanks, man. Chad, I'm kind of hungry, dude. I'm kind of hungry. I'll be in Spear for 3. Slower? Alright. Alright. Lose the glasses, nerd. Alright, they're gone. The glasses are gone. I just realized my PNG tuber is non-stop talking. Whatever. I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'll be right back in 5 minutes, and we'll resume. And I'm back. I'm back. What's up, Snack? What up, Saturako? What up, Raid? How you doing, big dog? Sorry, you guys caught me right as I left. I made a sandwich with 3 eggs, salsa, and pickles. I'm too lazy to make cooked meat right now. It would take too long. I'm fucking this shit up, dude. Fuck. Brucky75, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Alright, I gotta go wash my hands. I'm covered in egg juice and fucking salsa and shit. Alright, now we're back. Bro ate that sandwich in like 3 bites. It's kind of crazy that you know I did. I do, I fuck shit up. I fuck shit up, dude. I tear it up. I don't play with my food. I'm like, you know, I got that, I got the alpha gene. You know, if I was a wolf, I'd be the first to the carcass, and I would get my fill, and then all the other beta wolves could eat after me. That's how it would go. I'm a survivalist. Excusez-moi. I'm trying not to eat too much because I gotta go somewhere after, and I don't know how much I'm gonna have to eat there, so... I really don't know what the fucking plan is, but... My mom is, when my mom makes plans... She doesn't tell me shit. She texts me like the day of, and she's like, "You want to come to this thing?" And I was like, "Oh, I guess." It's always like someone's birthday, so I'm like, I can't say no, you know? If you were a cat, I'd have to touch you a lot while you eat to desensitize you. Also, hey. You can't touch me, dude. You can't touch me. I'm off limits. Duly noted. Yeah, that's right. That's right. No treats for you then? I got enough treats in my life. I'm okay. I'll survive. Ooh, I don't want to draw with red. You're done? That's right, I'm done. I'm done cooking and eating. Why are you acting surprised? I gobble my shit up, dude. I don't play. What was the food? What was the food? The food was, I made 3 eggs. I put it in a wrap. I sprinkled some salsa on it, some salt and pepper, some pickles. And I grilled the wrap. I have a big-ass, like, fillet of trout in my fridge, and I was debating it, but I was like, because I just don't know what I'm going to be eating later, I kind of want to pace myself. I don't want to eat something too crazy. But the thing is, I did just hit, like, a fucking, like, 40-minute bike session before stream. And so, and I haven't eaten yet today, so I should, like, I needed something. The leg kind of looks broken. I think the ankle would pivot more in this direction, just because the calf is back here, and so I'm gonna line those up a little bit better. Let me do that. I'm gonna have to show some overlap on the soleus muscle here. You like that I know the muscle name? The soleus muscle. This is the gastrocnemius. Alright, and then this is gonna sort of... I'm gonna show the ankle here. I don't think you're gonna see a whole lot. It's weird. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to... This is gonna be another reference zone, I think. You're a gastrocnemius. Thanks, man. She gastroc on my Nemius, dude. I like how you explain why you're fixing the pose. I feel included. It's a habit I've made from streaming, where I just think out loud as to like what I'm doing. It's helpful to me too, because it helps me rationalize things out loud, rather than just sort of like, you know, have like monkey symbols clapping in my head while I try and figure out what the fuck's wrong with it. The way you think, chat's important, okay? It's a big deal. Kind of. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. I live my life like it is. But I don't know if it is. Feels like it should be. So true, King. Thank you, Louis. I think the hamstring would be a little less visible, actually. A little more subtle. I don't like it. I don't like it. We're gonna leave it the way it is. What up, Miss Sam? How you doing? Okay. Arm. It's gonna continue like here. Biceps gonna be like roughly here, because they're gonna be the same length. Elbow's gonna be like here. I think the forearm is gonna actually start here. My arm is like too long on that side, so I gotta tone it down a bit. The issue is now I feel like I'm not gonna see the hand. It's a bit of a problem. I'm good, just doing some deep cleaning in the bathroom, taking a rest break right now. Hell yeah. Your guidelines are so faint. You mean like these lines here? Yeah, it's because they're not actually that faint. They're pretty like thick. It's just I lowered the opacity. Just because I don't want to distract myself. I want to make sure I'm maintaining my line integrity with like the clean sketch over. Demure even, that's right. That's so me. The issue is that arm's too long. And the forearm anatomy is a little weird. Which is not abnormal for me. Forearm anatomy is just kind of rough. Forearms are a weakness of mine, and legs are a weakness of mine. And I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of the hand back there. Which kind of pisses me off, because I don't like doing that where I hide the hand. It feels beginnery, but sometimes it just kind of makes sense. Maybe I could have the hand come out a little bit. Something like that, maybe. You're better than me, I'll take your word for it. Same dude, but not the drawing part. What are you replying to, Tran? I don't know what you're referencing. Like hiding the hand? That's when you draw it just to show you can, and then you hide it. You're dense? How'd you know? It's okay. Is that obvious? Is my density showing, chat? Gotta flex on the hose. Okay. It's showing in the eyes. I got dense eyes. I need to tweak this. I still think her lower jaw is kind of big. I trimmed it down a bit, but I'm gonna do some laundry, and I'm gonna try and take little man swimming tomorrow. Yesterday was his birthday. Ooh, hell yeah, dude! Take him swimming. You guys going to like a wave pool, or are you doing like a public pool or whatever? I don't know. Yeah, I think less cheek here is the move. Wait, I just noticed you look baked as fuck. It's supposed to be like the Tom and Jerry like meme face. I don't know, I always forget which one's Tom and which one's Jerry. Jerry meme face. This image. It's that, basically. Jerry's the mouse. There you go. He does kind of look a little baked, though. Guys, my freaking rotator cuff muscle's tweaking right now. I noticed that too. I was like, snack okay? It's a redeem. It's a redeem. People just don't redeem it very often. It's probably because I make it more expensive than the other redeems. I don't know why. There's a couple redeems I gotta bump up. ASMR should just be like fucking 50k channel points, because I hate doing that. Lose the glasses could probably just be 1,000. Speak French could be a bit more, maybe 3,000. Everything else I think is fine. Also, to answer your question, public pool. I don't think they have wave pools anymore around here because of how dangerous they are. Really, eh? I have so many wave pools around me. Doxed. Triangulating. I'm in Widowee, Canada. You can come find me. If you find me, you get a prize. I missed the wave pool we had here. It was great. I just feel like they're probably just like gross. I feel like that's just like public pools in general, though. But it's just like way too big hair. People have died at wave pools. Usually kids, I think. Their parents should have been with them. I feel like there should be like age restrictions in wave pools. You know. Swimming is like one of those things though that's really tough to regulate because you don't really know how good of it. Like you could have somebody who's a full-grown man who's a terrible swimmer and somebody who's a kid who's like a fantastic swimmer, and then there's like all ranges in between. So it's hard to know. Like I was a really good swimmer as a kid because I just swam all the time. You know, I basically lived in pools growing up. Do you do art critiques by chance? I do. In my Discord, there's an art critiques channel. If you post in there and I'm live, I'll go over your work real quick. It's not gonna be like some crazy like feedback sesh, but it'll give you something to get you going, you know? Get a Swiffer the bathroom floor now, then change the bathroom curtains and vacuum the rugs? Do your thing. I need a vacuum. I'll stop? What are you doing? Blushes, nothing. Okay. Okay, I posted it already. Do your thing. Just kidding, just in case it needs to be said. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I know that technique. I get you. Okay. You are the person who posted recently in art critiques, I assume. People are freaks after all, but not me. Right. I hear you. Copy image. All right, let's give a little critique to Living in Shapes. What do we got here? So there's definitely some stuff you can improve here. This is done, it looks like an ink, which means you're going to be very limited on what you can improve. If you're really committed to improving it, I would really recommend tracing over it with like with a freaking light table or hold it up to a window or whatever. Blue pen. All right. So basically, what's looking weird is you see this like hard edge. Oops, I'll do this on a new layer. This hard edge at the bottom of the jaw here. You wouldn't really fully connect it. If you do that, it implies that there's like a deep shadow, and basically what you're saying is there's like concavity underneath the jaw here, which there isn't. The jaw has like the bottom jaw, let's say, this is your top teeth or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Okay, top teeth, bottom teeth. I'm just gonna sketch the bottom teeth real quick, and the jaw. Okay, your jaw has muscles that attach at the bottom here. You have the hyoid muscles and the omohyoid muscles, which all connect to the bottom of the jaw here, and they give you this bottom plane that connects down to the cervical spine. And so because of that, you're not going to actually have any depth underneath here because these are going to be protruding. And so whatever light is hitting here is not going to be able to wrap underneath the bone. Like this value here and this degree of line weight implies that there's nothing underneath here and that the light is getting trapped on that edge of the bone. But it wouldn't because of all these muscles underneath. And so for that reason, you kind of want to imply the bottom plane, but you don't want to you don't want to like symbolically draw it because it's too much. So what I would do, another thing is, when it comes to eyes, I'm gonna jump all over the place, okay? But these are gonna be tied together because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna explain the eye, the cheekbone, and how it connects to the jaw here at a sort of like Freeran angle type thing. So the eye, at an upturned angle, is going to have a much larger curvature to it. You want to avoid having flatter curves on the lids. You want to make sure your lids are really, really curved. The reason being, and you want them to be curved kind of upwards, okay? The reason being is because you're looking below a character, and the character's eyelids exist on an eyeball, right? So you've got your eyeball here, and then you've got your top lid and your bottom lid of the eyeball. And because of that, these have mass to them, and they have depth. And so when you look at them, they conform to the actual eyeball from this perspective, right? So something like this would make more... You could give her like a big iris or whatever. That's totally fine. But I would just sort of tone that down a little bit. And then from here, what I normally do is I kind of always anchor... If I'm doing a 3/4 head like this, I will always anchor the change in direction from the cheekbone to the brow bone right on the corner of the eye here. And you'll see that in basically all of my work. Like if you look here, corner of the eye's here, change of direction is roughly here. So this is going to change direction. This is where the brow bone and the cheekbone connect. I mean, even just looking at like other people's artwork, they tend to do similar things, right? Like Trin's got her like cheekbone and brow bone, like, or eye connecting there. This is just sort of like the general spot you want to do it. Same with Waffer. So with that said, I would normally do that. Another thing is, in a Freeran angle, everything is going to be pushed upwards. So if you have a curve, okay, of a cheekbone that kind of looks like this on a normal angle, right? Like if this is your normal cheek curve, you could even push it a little higher. What happens now is when you tilt the head up, this curve here has an apex, okay? When I say apex, what I really mean is the highest point on the curve. So if I do a curve that looks like this, the apex is going to be here. It's the highest point on that curve. If I do a curve like this, the apex is going to be here. It's the highest point on that curve. Okay, so on and so forth. You could keep tweaking things, and you can make the apex like over here, and then have the curve go that way. It doesn't really matter. Just identify your apex on your curve. Okay, so it's the highest point on that curve. The apex is going to shift closer to the eye on a Freeran angle. I just keep saying Freeran angle, but on an up tilt. Okay, so when you do this, your apex is roughly here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift this so the apex is roughly here. So I'm going to take that. The apex is going to be here, and then we're going to go down like that. And it's going to feel a lot more logical. You're going to do the jaw. Forehead's going to get a lot smaller. It feels to me like the mass of your forehead here is roughly a neutral perspective. I would really like cut this in half almost. Maybe not in half. Maybe trim it by like a third. Brows are going to have to sort of wrap down. Again, all these curvatures we really want to push. It's going to help sell the perspective of the angle. Nose might actually overlap here. You've got a lot of value going on in the nose area. It's too much value. I'm not quite sure what the light source is, but when you add this much value here, you're basically implying really, really like deep concavity. Okay, now again, like I said, we're not going to fully connect the jaw here. I'm just going to do something like that, roughly. Neck is a little thick. So I'm going to trim that down. It's going to be a little bit more like that. So those are sort of the major things that I would be looking for when I'm doing an upturned head angle. And I think I have one somewhere. I had one. I don't know where. It might actually be under your thing. Yeah, this guy. Now, in my case, I've stylized it a little bit. My cheekbone's a little lower, all that stuff. But everything I've said kind of applies still. Also, you want to shift a lot of the upper features from the nose up and you want to compress their space a little bit. Oops. But that's sort of where I'll leave you, because I think that's a lot to go over. I don't want to overwhelm you. Oops. And I think we've covered a lot of stuff here. So that's where I'll leave this feedback sesh. Do I want to make the forehead smaller? I don't know. I also think the width on her head is like too much. Men and women, on average, okay, don't cancel me, but on average, are going to have like differences between their proportions. Men are typically going to have broader chins, in the jaw specifically. Men are probably going to have broader chins and broader jaws. Women do not, and they're a little bit rounder on their forms. And so I would just sort of bring this in a little bit. And I feel like it'll feminize the character a bit more, assuming that's your goal. Obviously, if it's not, ignore everything I'm saying, but anyways, just something to think about. What about the body? This curvature feels weird to me. I don't know why it's curving like that. I would just do a clean curve here. You don't need to do anything fancy. You know, maybe have a little overlap so you can show sort of the mass of the shirt, like coming off here. If she's got boobs, which she does, maybe throw some wrinkles and some tension lines across here, just so that people understand where the weight is. She doesn't seem terrible. There's just a lot going on. When you add all these lines here, what you're doing is you're drawing the eye to that area. So if you're like all of these like scratchy lines and all this stuff, they're too harsh, and so they draw the eye, and there's no like clear. I mean, there are like areas where your eye can rest, but it just feels it's too much. I would be a little bit more deliberate with it. I feel like it's more reserved here. The issue here, though, is that it feels very symmetrical. I would probably do, you know, maybe like 2 or 3 lines here, and then maybe 1 line here, or like smaller lines, you know? Vary up the sizes, so this will be a larger wrinkle, this one will be a smaller wrinkle. If you do things that are the same size, it feels a little flatter. But yeah, anyways, that's sort of what I would say for the body. Fuck. Smoking Medic, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. You look crazy without glasses? Thanks, dude. I'm squinting at everything right now. Can't see shit. Did you know that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell? I did. I've heard that before. It's crazy. How you doing? How you doing, Smoking Medic? Anyways, I'm not gonna draw a skull, but and I'll send you this in the Discord, and then that'll give you something to go off of. Another thing I would recommend is if you have an opportunity. Hi Mogart on YouTube. Sorry, I missed your message there. If you have an opportunity, living in shape, I would say you should flip your canvas more. And there are ways to do that, like traditionally. I know you're working traditional, but you can totally flip your canvas traditionally. Mirrors are mirrored. So if you hold up your drawing to a mirror, it'll show you the inverse, and then you'll be able to pick out a lot of your errors and stuff like that. So, you know, don't skip flipping. I flip probably obsessively, so. Sadly, it's too late. Otherwise, I would have opened with today is Friday in California. You're still awake? It's still yesterday for you? It's crazy. Yeah, I didn't flip on this one at all. Okay. I would make it a habit and make it like an absolute thing that you do not compromise on. Like, at all. That's why tech with traditional, same. I mirror it. Or I take a photo and I flip it. But I feel like the photo is not, like, you could get, like, lens distortion and, like, weird shit like that. I like this art. May I have a little bite of the canvas? What, you want to... There's a lot of stuff on the canvas right now. Let me clear this out, actually. Thank you. Thank you, Smoking Medic. Like, I would say living in shapes, if you've done an entire piece and you haven't flipped, that's like a red flag. It should be a red flag in your mind. You gotta flip. It's gotta be like law, you know? Fucking hate this leg back here. I gotta figure that out. Mogart on YouTube, it's good. I'm just dropping in to listen to artists while doing art fight. Your art is great. Thanks, Mogart. I appreciate it. I don't like the way this connects here. You helped me immensely? No worries, big dog. Anytime. Kind of. Critiques are very mood dependent for me. I will typically do them more often than not, though, so... The rule is basically if you post the critiques channel and I'm live and you're in chat and you ask for it, if I'm in the mood, I'll do it. You want to give her like a little... It's my main character on my manga, so I want to make it right, you know? Yeah, I feel you, dog. Send me this song. I'm doing a little jig right now. Alright, I'll sing you this song. You perchance have a VGen I could follow? I don't. I actually think I applied to VGen like a long ass time ago and never heard back. And none of my friends... I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I would ever do commissions anyway, so there's no point in me being on there. I'm ruining the credibility of the website by not doing shit. I'm not very online much. I'm a bit of a Twitch exclusive, you know? Like one of those video games where you can only get them on the Nintendo Switch 2. TM. I figured it out. I could see the sketch you're working on one of my monitors, but it's basically not visible on my other one. Yeah, the reason, like, I'm trying to not make it visible. Well, I want it to be visible, but I don't want it to be, like, so visible that it, like, distracts me from the line weight I'm trying to, like, spot, but... Like, I'm really trying to focus on my lines and how they transition from one place to another, where I add lines, where I don't, all that shit, but... Monsieur Snack, can I get a little tutorial on drawing detail and curly hair? Brother, if I knew, I would tell you. I'm really, really not great at doing curly hair. I'm trying on this one. I've been feeling inspired by curly hair, but you know, I don't think I'm nailing it the way I would like to right now. I'm just kind of looking for shapes. There's basically like 3 things I think about in hair. It's gonna be shapes. When I say shape, I mean shape variety. What that means specifically is large, medium, and small combinations. Always making sure that there's, like, variance. So, large, medium, small. Example of that would be, you know, if I put two boxes like this. Actually, I'll do them a little bit more even. If I do something like this... and then something like this right next to it. These are more or less the same size. It's not going to be very appealing, okay? They're kind of symmetrical. Whereas if I had something like this, that combination is just going to have a bit more appeal. Because there's like shape variety, you know? And then, you know, you can break up shapes within there as well and all that stuff. It's just having like variance, and it reduces like flatness in your work. Okay, so large, medium, and small combinations. That's what I'm looking for in here. That's the one. The other thing is I want overlaps, overlapping forms. You know, I haven't added stragglers yet, but I'm gonna add some straggling hair. And I'm gonna do some texture and all that stuff. So that would be another thing I'm looking for is overlaps. Which hair overlaps what? Why does it overlap? And then, you know, origin point of the hair, I guess, would be another thing I think about a lot. So where's the hair originate from? Like this hair here, before it swoops, it's got to come from the root, right? And then it'll swoop down. This hair here looks maybe like it's coming from like up here. It has to make sense, and it has to conform to gravity. So ensure gravity. Unless you're doing some really graphical, like, cartoony stuff, you kind of want to imply gravity. Hair is very, very thin, so it's gonna... Curly hair in general is going to defy gravity a little bit more, just because the curls kind of have a life of their own, and they could shoot off in a bunch of different directions. I'm kind of representing that just with volume, and I haven't really actually done any individual detailed curls, and I'm terrible at it, but... I'm trying to think if I've done curly hair anywhere. This is like kind of curly, I guess. Not really, though. I don't really do a lot of curly hair. No. No, Naruto. Oh, fuck, my shit's crashing. Okay, there we go. No curly hair, no curly hair. This is kind of curly. Yeah, not really. This is probably as close as it gets to, like, curly hair that I've done. And it's just sort of individual strands, tracking every individual strand, making sure there's, like, shape variety between the strands and all that shit. Yeah. Oops. What? Okay. But how am I gonna give you funny government colored paper for tasty art I can eat off the floor like an animal? You can't, unfortunately. You're gonna have to spend it on someone else. Go to the strip club, dude. Go crazy, you know? Or give it to other artists on Twitch. Do a jiggle? Shit. You know it, dude. You know it, dude. You know it be jiggling, dog. I changed the monitor setting, and now I can kind of see it on the secondary display. I know it's a me problem, but I found it interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's very, 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 very light, you know? That's with intention. I really do gotta figure out my fucking overlaps and shit here, though. I should kind of do it on another layer, I think. I think I'm gonna do it on another layer. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate this layer first. I'm gonna call this line on. Okay. We're gonna lock this, we're gonna minimize it, and then I'm gonna do this layer, and I'm gonna just redo the hair in a different, not a different style, but I'm gonna try different shapes and shit. The fuck? What layer did I do this on? Uh-oh, I'm not on the right layer. What? Really, eh? No, there's no way. I didn't do it on that one. How much of this shit is on this layer? Not much, really just that. Okay. Crisis averted. Crisis, avert your crisis. That's right. I'm gonna do a little shoulder stretch, chat. I plan on drawing later, and I gotta keep my shoulder from tweaking. So give me a sec. I'm gonna do a little pec stretch, little nerve flossing. I can still see it, kind of. Okay. Shit. I'm gonna do this. Any stretch recommendations? I have a trapped nerve in my scapula and shoulder joint. Scapula and shoulder joint. I mean, mine is, my shit is all in my radial nerve and my ulnar nerve mostly. And what I do is I do nerve flossing. And the way that works is, you basically take your shoulder. Okay, if this is your shoulder. And then you depress it. So you push it down. Okay, and so it's being pressed down, and then what you do is you take your arm, if this is my torso, take your arm and you extend it back like this, pointing your hand back, almost like you're asking for money. Like you flip your hand upside down. Like this, and you flex it backwards, okay? And then what you do is you take your head and you tilt it the opposite direction. And then you keep repeating that motion, bringing your shoulder back to neutral, pushing it down, flexing your arm back, tilting your head away. And you'll feel the tension in like your forearm, most likely. Oh my god, I got 3 minutes of ads? Uh-oh. That was the medical section of the stream. I'm so sorry. I forgive you. I made you watch the ads, so I can't complain too much. At least we can watch the VODs to see the stretch recommendations. Exactly. Just watch the VODs religiously. Watch them like 10 times in a row, actually. Mm-hmm. And we back. Hopefully you didn't give a full explanation before seeing my message. Nah, I figured I'd wait. Yeah, so basically what I do is I take my shoulder, okay? Let me switch brushes just because it's faster. Take my shoulder. Okay, I'm just gonna do the upper arm. It's not super important for the lower arm. Fuck it, whatever. And then I depress it down. So what that looks like, you know, is your trap gets... You basically depress it as much as you can. Your shoulder's not going to depress down that much. You can maybe get like a 15-degree depression on your shoulder from neutral. Okay? And then what you want to do is you want to flex your wrist back. So your wrist looks like this. Sort of like... Almost like you're asking for money. Okay? You flex your wrist back. I don't know if that reads super well here. And then what you do is you take your arm, like if this is your torso in a sort of neutral position, you bend it back in that direction while maintaining your wrist flexed and your shoulder depressed. And then you take your head, okay, and you tilt it away from where your shoulder is. So you tilt it away from your shoulder. And that stretches the nerve. And then what you do is you basically go back to neutral and you repeat that like 10 or so times in sets of 3 or whatever. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, you could literally just Google radial nerve flossing and there's like fucking 20 bazillion YouTube videos. Damn, you got the nerve knowledge? Barely. I just got a fucked up shoulder, you know? Not my question, but thanks, bro. Or mouse, broette. You had a question? The jiggles are confusing my tiny brain. Okay. This is out of my control. Jeez. He's a femboy. I meant, like, I wasn't the one who asked about the stretches, but it helped me too, so thank you. Oh, no worries, dude. Why is that, like, mod check? A gender non-conforming mouse. I'm a dude. I'm a dude. I'm a he/him. I'm the evil straight white male. Fuck you, Snack. Fuck you. I know. I didn't choose to be this way. It's how I was born. Unfollowed? I'm self-flagulating in shame. It's okay, straight white males are people too. Okay. Okay. Alright, that's so funny to me. Barely? Okay, alright. Alright. Oh, fuck. I don't know how to tie this together. Right now what I'm trying to do is squeeze in some overlaps and shit. Like, I've got these chunks of hair overlapping, but I want more. But I have to make it make sense. Like, it has to originate from somewhere, you know? It's okay, the toxic white males would call him gay just for donning the jiggles online. He's weird enough that he gets a pass. Thanks, dude. I'm glad I could be included. What a world. What a world. Yeah, I got you, bro. Thanks, dog. The hair's looking much better, by the way. Thanks. I'm trying to slowly build up, like, overlaps and stuff like that, and little bits and pieces. It's just, it is very difficult. There's no real easy way to do, like, really texturally, like, curly hair. Like, even this chunk, it's also, like, form, or shapes. Like, I want to make sure the shapes feel like they belong in the same body. Big chunks, dude. Thanks. I'm trying. I think I'm gonna bring the cheekbone up a little bit. Big, medium, small, or whatever. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Fat hair with a PH. Oh, you know, I just realized I'm doing, like, this t-shirt thing, but there's no actual fucking, like, shirt going the other way. These lines just kind of stop there. This would go like that. It would go, and then it would go, and this would go over the boobie, and then. Armpit Raider. What up, Armpit Raider? How you doing, big dog? Yeah, we'll figure out the lower half later. Okay, medium, large. Snacks taught me to never be too committed to a shape or line. It's never too late to redo a section or a part of a piece. That more or less, like I A/B everything. So like I just fucking I'll do something and then I'll be like, do I want to go that direction? I don't know. Blah blah blah. That's sort of how I build up my shit. I also think if she would have this much big poofy hair, it would probably like flow in front of her face too. It's just I don't know if I really like. I'm gonna open up the face a little bit here. More bedtime stories today. Did you have some strange bedtime stories, Armpit Raider? You want to share with the class? I love this sketch. Thank you. Thank you, King. I'm going to stretch my shoulder real quick. I'm still trying to get the basics down, but it's good to not be too committed to a line or something. I've been real bad about trying to save a shape or make something work that isn't working. Yeah, the artist brain just kind of struggles to let go of things, I find. Like, sometimes you just gotta delete and start over. And the nice thing with the digital medium is, like, you can just, like, you don't have to do, like, you could just duplicate the layer and just change shit drastically on another layer. The stretch you recommended is really stretching where I need. Yeah. I got you, dog. I got you. New layer, my beloved. Some people just straight up raw dog one layer. It's crazy. Did you see my mannequin for my furry? No pressure. I just thought you'd be proud of my forms. In the art share like forum. Let me. I did see your stuff this morning. I think there was a new post. Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, you got your cubes. Very nice. We love a good cube. I've been painting mostly on one layer, mostly because I'm a noob. I just kind of do, I do a lot of stuff on a single layer. But I do like to vary it up. I don't have a strict process. I really am kind of all over the place. Mogard on YouTube says, the only time I ever do one layer is either specifically to challenge myself or when I forget to add a new one for happy art. Yeah, okay, me too. Yeah, more or less. I feel like a lot of the times when I'm doing like a single layer, it's just because I'm like, oh fuck, I totally forgot to like make a new layer. You're such a cat snack. Oh, you know me so well. It's so true, Krups. I just need more loose, little wild chunks of hair, you know? Also, I'm so glad the OC I'm doing is symmetrical, so I only have to do half of the texture paint, and I can just mirror it. No, don't draw symmetrically, no! To each their own, I suppose. I've always treated like symmetry as if it's like cancer in art. I avoid it like at all costs. It's just, it flattens out images quite a bit. That's my reasoning, but there are times to use it, you know, religious symbolism, shit like that, you know, calm, serenity. There are atmospheres you could project with freaking, how am I gonna say it? Symmetry. Generally speaking, though, I would just avoid it. Unless you are intentionally, like, comfortable doing it for a very specific thing, I would just avoid it. Symmetry is better when it's not organic forms, yeah? That I don't know. I don't know. All I know is symmetry equal bad. That's all. And that's probably going to be more often the case than not. Oh, I agree, but it certainly makes modeling and texturing painting easy. Oh, okay. If you're doing, yeah, for sure. 100%. I was talking more from the perspective of illustration, you know. Yeah, Snack. When comps? Anyway, Snack. When you doing comps? Never. I'm never gonna do them. You need to draw my OCL cunty and shit. Yeah, Snack. When free comps? I'm not doing comms, everyone. I'm not doing comms. Yeah, comms or whatever. Please, man. Please, Snack. I'm fucking begging you, dude. I need it I need your comms, dude. I need you to do comms. Please. Tommy Wammies, please. Please! No, I'm not gonna do it. They're talking about me doing commission work. Like, getting paid to draw for them. I hate money, chat. I hate it so much. How about this? Commission, but you have unlimited time to do it. I'll just never do it. No. No, I know myself, dude. It's just like the fact that I have shit that I have to do. How about this? Okay, go on. I'm waiting. Here's my proposition. You give me comms. That's all. That's as far as I got. He hated my art trade idea? I don't recall. I just don't like drawing stuff I don't want to draw, you know? I'm just a little privileged baby who has a job and doesn't have to rely on drawing. Just let me be privileged, okay? Let me be snooty. And you're based for that? Amen. Snap, snap. Do you like drawing cunty cute men? I don't think I do it a lot. I have done some cunty cute men. There's one pinned on my Instagram. Let us challenge you? No, I don't want to be challenged. I like being comfortable, chat. Please. Interesting? Thanks. I did have like one dude that I never finished, and I really, because I didn't like the way it was looking when I was rendering it. Who's kinda cunty and male. Where was it? Where the hell is he? Maybe I don't know where. Maybe I didn't save it. Somewhere. It don't matter. I miss the headspin animation sometimes. White man. What is that, pejorative now? I can't help the way I was born, chat. I didn't want to be like this. Nox, I'm gonna start appropriating non-binary culture. I'm gonna be they, them, and everyone. I'm gonna crank up the broiness though, just to confuse people. To be honest, it's not a bad move. Okay, this backfired. This did not work. They're in too deep, too late to turn back. Gotta try harder to rage bait me. I don't want to rage bait anybody. I don't want to do that. What's the worst teacher you've ever had? Or professor? I mean, there was a teacher I fucking hated in college. He was just a dumbass, dude. He would just say shit that was just, like, objectively wrong all the fucking time, and it pissed me off. Like, even at the ripe old age of 23, I knew he was being a stupid moron. And so, he would be like, he would give us, he was one of my animation teachers. And he would say dumb shit like, you basically always have to animate on 2s and 1s. There's never ever going to be a time that you ever work on 3s or 4s or 5s. And I was just like, that's, like, so not true. It's just not true. It's, like, done in every, like, even professional productions for, like, studios that, like, he fucking worked at, did things on, like, 3s and 4s and shit like that. Like, it's just not true. But he was so anal about it. He also would always show us, like, scenes from the movie Klaus, which is a great movie, okay? And I like that movie a lot. But he would always say claws. And it just pissed me off. He never corrected it once. And he would always talk about, like, everything about that movie in detail, and he kept saying claws. Which, whatever, but it's like, bro, did you even watch the movie? You know what I mean? Anyways, he pissed me off. I did not like that guy. He would also do shit like, to be fair, I'm very stubborn, okay? Or I was very stubborn back in college when it came to my art. I thought I was hot shit for a little bit, and so because of that, I just kind of refused to do certain things the teachers were telling me to do. And he was my life drawing teacher as well. And he would always be like, you have to do it this way. And they would draw, like, the most generic, fucking ugly-ass, like, animation, like, mannequin. I'd be like, I don't want to do that. Like, that's ugly. And he would just, he would, like, always, every time he would go buy my shit, I would do nice gestures. Like, my gestures were nice. Like, they weren't, like, crazy bad. I just did, like, really sort of, you know, like, I did very, like, liberal, I guess, sort of, like, very gestural, like I would do, like, a calf like this, let's say, you know, or something like that. Like, just something, like, really pushed. And he hated that. And he would always make me do it, like structurally and stiffly, and I don't know. And then he would be like, you gotta contour it. And he was kind of right about, like, contouring and shit like that. But he was just, like, so fucking annoying to, like, the way he taught. I don't know, I hated this teacher. He sucked. He sucked. I snapped back at him like several times, and they started leaving me alone. Cause I was like, bro, I fucking pay. I'm paying like out of pocket, like 10 grand to go to the school. Fuck you. If I like, I'm gonna do what I want. I don't care. Fail my ass, bitch. Since you're not stubborn anymore, comes what school? Hogwarts. Hogwarts, where everybody pogs and soy faces all the time. Transphobe school, nice. There you go. We got a little rage bait going on. I thought you were stronger than that, Nox. But yeah, I don't know. It just, he drove me nuts. Trim really said, what about this? And left to go stream. I love the censor. I will never pass an opportunity to shit on Harry Potter. Two-step. We're probably gonna raid out to Trin anyways. I'm gonna do another half hour and then I'm getting the fuck out of here. I gotta leave. I got shit I gotta do. Sadly, I don't want to, but I gotta. Tomorrow will be a full stream though. You know. Sigh. What was the course? It was animation. That's literally what it was called. It was an advanced diploma in animation. Stretch your shoulders some more, non-binary Poppy. Poppy is a gendered term, dude. You can't be using that next to non-binary. It's haram. How long is a full stream normally? On Saturday and Sundays? Minimum 4 hours usually. I have other obligations tonight, sadly. Okay, daddy, mommy milkers. Bro, we gotta miss your ass. You're way too horny. Take a breath. Take a breath. You got it. What's up, big rodent? What up, Mara? How you doing, big dog? It just doesn't hit the same as big dog. It's true, it doesn't. Big dog just has a certain je ne sais quoi that just can't be replicated, you know? Hello, hello. What up, Joseph Virtuoso? How you doing? Oh, an actual mist emoji. Ah, fuck. I need that. That rules. Your reactions just kill me. I do be reacting. I just can't help it, you know? People say things, I say things back. It's fucked up. Just drooling. Oh, dude, like, just doodling some thumbnails away. Gonna work on some commissions next? Hell yeah, dude. Just drooling on some thumbnails. Alright, down, boy. Not fun. Shoddy. What layer did I do this fucking heal on? Not that one, clearly. Not that one either. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah. Okay, whatever. I want to do this shit anyways. Snag, at what point of a no contact from a commissioned artist am I allowed to crash out? Honestly, probably like under 2 weeks. I would like even like I don't know, dude. I feel like you should get an update probably like within a week, and like even then I would be like, I don't know. I guess it would depend. I would just say, you know, let this be a lesson and maybe communicate timelines ahead of time. But my understanding is a lot of online artists are not very profesh. I'm probably not much different, to be honest, but I'm just not in it. I'm not in it for the love of the game. Or I'm only in it for the love of the game, sorry. The timeline was like 2 weeks? Yeah, you gotta get on this guy's ass, bro. You don't have to be a dick, but you could just be like, hey, wondering if I could get an update. And if they say shit like, sorry, I haven't started. Sorry, my life's been so busy. Oh, something hurts me. I just can't do it. XX, you know, insert excuse here. Then just be like, alright, you know what, I think I'm gonna cancel, and then I think what I'm gonna do is get somebody else to do it. Sorry. I did on the 20th, they showed me the start of it, and nothing since then. Yeah, I don't know, I guess it's gonna come down to how much you're down to just tank this artist. Being, like, flaky, you know? I don't know. I don't know that there's, like, I don't know. I don't think there's like it's not unreasonable to be like, what the fuck's going on, dude? As long as you're polite. And even, I feel like it'll come to a point where you don't have to be as polite, but I would probably be polite on the first 2 checkups, personally. Low-key super upsetting because I really love this artist. Ah, fuck. Tell me your heroes, you know? It is very unfortunate. I do think, like, I don't know, dude. Art is, like, one of those things where it's a fun thing to do. It's not a fun thing to work. I've worked as an artist before. I didn't personally really like it that much. It kind of fucked with my perception of art. And, you know, I have a very boring, lame-ass, like, classic, millennial job now. And I kind of like that. I feel a lot more creatively liberated. I feel like I'm not always competing for like energy with in a creative field, and so in my case, I would just like I like having a normie life and just doing art on the side because I don't really want to chase like freelance work. I don't want to do freelance work. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. I didn't mind being in a studio because I had kind of that 9 to 5 lifestyle. Like when I worked in studio, it was a lot nicer because I could just go in, do my work, you know, treat it professionally, all that stuff. I got a supervisor, I got people checking in on me. There's more of like a professional feel. Do you mind if I ask why you left working in art? Yeah, so I worked in animation for about 3 years in the Canadian animation industry. I left because when I was hired during the pandemic, so there was a big uptick in shows and work at the time. Just everybody was working from home. A lot of people were at home. Television streaming was peaking. It was like probably the height of content. If you look at any statistics from people who do Twitch, from Netflix, from any of these streaming services, during like the 2020 pandemic, there's just like a massive peak in viewership. And so there was a ton of hiring. And so I got hired in that time period. And then what happened is people slowly started going back to work and layoffs started hitting the industry because now we had less work, right? So this is sort of like the work we had at the start of the pandemic. And then this is probably what it looked like afterwards. It kind of it went down, right? The red is like after the pandemic. And there was still some work, but it wasn't the way it was before. And so now you had a bunch of people who were competing for very few jobs. And so it got a lot more competitive. And I kind of saw the writing on the wall. I had a very real heart-to-heart with my supervisor. I was like, hey, man, we haven't gotten hit with layoffs yet. Some studios are starting to get hit with layoffs. Am I going to get laid off? I just straight up asked him, and he was like, probably not in the first wave, probably not in the second wave, but eventually, yeah, you'll be laid off. And so I saw that, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna look for a different type of work that isn't gonna fucking fire me every like 2 years, and that's what I did. And I got a new job, and I've never looked back since. A month after starting my new job, my entire team got laid off. So, so I got very lucky. I got very, very, very lucky. So that's why. And now looking back at it, I look at my friends that are cracked. Like some of the best anime. Like I have some buddies that I would consider to be like some of the top guys in the country, you know, or at least up there in the upper like 10% of like animators. And they're like worried, you know, and they're struggling. And like I have some friends that are very good, like upper half, like senior level work, and they cannot get jobs. And so it's like, why would I want to go back to that? That's why. That's why I left. I mean, you could say, hey, we agreed 2 weeks ago, and I really love, or to 2 weeks, and I really love your art, but I'm starting to think of canceling because it's been so long without consistent updates. Is this Paulina? That, I think that's, like, properly phrased, if you are actually considering canceling, you know? That makes sense. I thought you had hella qualms with the industry. There are other problems, okay? Like, pay was insanely low. Well, I say insanely low. For a first job out of college, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. I was making, like... Before I left, I was making around $55,000 a year salary, which is not terrible, but that's Canadian dollars. So it's not like the worst thing in the world, but like I had a diploma. I was highly skilled. You know, I was in an industry with like a lot of professionals that are making these shows that are making millions of dollars. You know. I was working long hours. It was like, is this equivalent for what I'm doing right now? And to me, it didn't feel like it. And there were tons of times, like every time I would ask for more money, they would give it to me. Until the end. I basically, like, I got a job that offered me more money. And I was like, hey, if you guys match this, I'll stay. And they were like, I wanted more money. Like, I wanted a lot more money. And they offered me more money, but it wasn't enough. And I said nope, and then I left. That was it, basically. So, yeah, I don't know, dude. It's bittersweet, I guess. Like, I miss the work. I really, really like doing animation work. It was fun for me. It felt fulfilling. I enjoyed it a lot more than I do now. During that 3-year period, though, I had a 3-year hiatus of drawing. I just did not draw. I had no energy for it. None. All my creative juices were just, like, zapped. And so, you know... I think about it for myself and just who I am and all that stuff. I kind of feel like I do well with a boring job. I do well in my personal life with a boring job. And my personal life and my artistic endeavors and stuff tend to fall behind when I'm working a creative job. And so it's just the way she goes sometimes, you know? But there's no big gripes with the industry beyond the obvious ones. Pay and all that good shit. I work part-time in a retail store to support all my content nonsense, and it feels almost balanced. Yeah, I mean, if you find balance for yourself, then that's probably the way to do it. I think it's like... It's gonna be different for each person. Like, I have friends that, like, the idea of working in, like, a gray cubicle all day, looking at, like, Microsoft Word documents, or, like, fucking, you know, Microsoft 365 suite documents, makes them want to kill themselves. And so those people are not people that should be in my position, you know? And it's unfortunate, because a lot of the jobs that, you know, make you do that stuff pay more. So, it just sucks, you know? It just kind of sucks. I feel like art in general is just not rewarded the way it should. I should not have so many fucking god-tier artist friends that are forced to basically work minimum wage jobs when they have, like, diploma. It just sucks. I don't know what to say. It just fucking sucks. So, anyways, I chose the corpo life. It's not for everyone, but it works for me. Art has been commodified, yeah, it has, and on top of that, it's like now I'm starting to see freaking AI art and shit pop up like everywhere, and like TV shows and all kinds of stuff. So it's like it's just yeah, it's a bummer, dude. It's the way it is. What are you gonna do? Vote against it, I guess. That's what I would do, but as somebody who wants into the writing industry, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's just a rough time for creatives right now. It's a fantastic time for healthcare because we have so many fucking boomers that are like dying. But otherwise, there's like the whole economy right now is being propped up by specific sectors. Healthcare being one of them. Housing's kind of like falling apart in Canada, so not so much, but dude, when you were describing the office job, I said I'd kill myself out loud before you said it. That's what I thought when I first did it, though. And then when I got into it, like, I hated it. And I'm sure, like, last year, you guys heard me complain so much about my job. But I just kind of, at a certain point, decided I'm going to stop bitching and moaning, and I'm going to try and reframe my job in a way where, like, I view my job as an avenue that allows me to express myself the way I want to and give me the liberties that I want to have in my personal life. And the reality is it does, okay? And I can piss and moan and be all bitchy about it all the time. And I don't know what that's going to serve me other than just making me more miserable. So I just kind of decided, I was like, look, I'm going to stop complaining about my job on stream. I'll like lightly complain about it or whatever every now and then, but like generally speaking, I told myself, I was like, I'm gonna stop having these dedicated like self-pity segments around my work, and it's changed my appreciation of my job. You know, it's I sort of made like a deliberate choice to stop being all negative about it, and it stopped being as negative. Who would have thunk? You know, it's crazy how thoughts work. But yeah, so it's still bittersweet. It's not what I would like to do, but I will make the most of it, and I will take every opportunity to live my life the way I want to outside of work. Work's gonna suck probably no matter what I do. I don't think I look back, even in the past, I probably bitched about working in animation just as much. I just think it's one of those things where I just don't want to work. I have like the temperament of somebody who should be a homeless man with a salary. You know, that would be my ideal lifestyle. But unfortunately, that's just not what it is. That's not how it works. I agree. I've been modding for this guy's Twitch, Mike Mayart. He has a god tier skills and decades of experience in the industry. He was part of the Microsoft layoffs, and he's trying to sort out how to make going independent viable in same time in the industry. I think the issue with like the fucking going independent is that's also an avenue that I think would actually make me more miserable. Like, I don't really want to do social media shit. I don't want to like sell courses. I don't like. There was a time where I thought about it, and I was like, I just don't know that I really want to do that stuff. But it feels like it's just the only way to fucking do shit. And it just, everything is being so funneled into like this social media like bubble of like, you have to do this. I gotta fucking be a dancing monkey on Instagram to like make any sales on anything, to make money. I don't know, it's just, I hate it. I just don't like that industry either. I also don't really want to be a famous influencer. Like, the concept of being an influencer to me and being famous is just, like, so unappealing. I'm a very private person. I like being private. It's just not something I want, you know? Gotta get snack of sugar mama? Yeah. Gotta monetize everything. That's what I'm saying, dude. It is just whack. Oh, it's just whack. Okay, did my mom text me yet? Oh, what the fuck? My actual mom, for context. What time are you coming? Oopsies. I do not want to go to a dinner. I so don't want to go to a dinner. Alright, I'm gonna go sleep now. I'm jealous. Go do your thing. Get out of here, Louie. I appreciate you popping in, big dog. I'll catch you in the next one, which will be tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for always humoring my yaps. Always, dude. Always. I don't mind. I'm a little yapper. I got a hot pot party with friends today. Yippee! I thought you were gonna sleep. Unless it is like that day right now. Unless it's like 2. It's probably like 2 in the morning for you. Go to bed, Louie, so you can go grub out. Excusez-moi. Oh my. I don't like that. Yeah, 1:24 a.m. right now? Crazy. You make me yawn just thinking about it. Time to wrap up. Time to wrap up, chat. I'm getting the F out of here. Always gotta wrap up. No comment. Alright. Let me set up the raid. Bye-bye, Snack Cat. Bye-bye, Noir. Alright, raid. We're gonna raid a trend. Good luck with your side quests. Thanks, dude. Thank you. Thanks, guys. All right, everybody, go pop into Trim stream, and I don't know what you could say. Say whatever you want. Literally, say whatever you want. All right. Ooh, thank you all for coming out. If you want to know when I'm going live next, make sure you join our Discord. Go in there. Go in the rules section. Click the little purple button. Turn on the live notification roll, and with that, you will be able to get live notifications. I don't know why I blanked there. All right. See you tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Bye-bye.